Oh, I meant check and see Facebook. How do I get my? I show on my phone. I wonder. It just will not go. I move. One down. Supposed to be the one up. I guess my phone is. I guess my tape is. Oh well, Norm got it. Is our guest? Good afternoon. Blessing my villagers. Hope all is well out there. I was feeling better after last week's election, but I'm down in the dumps again. I tell you, these weak-kneed, spineless Democrats never let you down. They fold like a cheap camera, and I tell you, they have folded again. But let me thank my team first. I thank my team for being here. I thank Rose Moore, my co-host, and I thank Sheila Bird, my producer. I thank Juanita McClure. I thank my promo crew, and of course we thank Norm.
Yes.
Holding it down here, I tell you.
Yes.
And I just thank you all. I thank my villagers for supporting us,
Yes.
financial and otherwise. I tell you,
yes,
we
yes.
just appreciate you. Don't know how we appreciate you. Appreciate each one of you for what you do, your donation. We appreciate it. I appreciate my crew for their service here. Rose, and they coming from Somerset, come from Elizabeth, some come from Ewing. I tell you, all volunteers, and we just appreciate you. I don't know what I'd do without them. But we do have to pay service here now, so I appreciate when you send in, your donation to keep the messages and things going. And, of course, when we have the kids here, we have to always take them out for refreshments and stuff. So it is nothing is free and nothing that's good is free, So I appreciate each one of you. Now, y'all know, my villagers, the aim of this podcast is to help prevent us from perishing for lack of knowledge. And that's biblical. Hosea 4:6 says that my people will perish for lack of knowledge. So when we get the knowledge, we need to act on it. As our late ancestor, the brother Joe Madison, would always ask, what you going to do about it? See, each one of us has an obligation to our ancestors to do something. Something maybe as mundane as a telephone call. To that end, I'm going to ask and request that we address those senators, some of whom may not be ours. I don't know. Well, I do know none of ours did that. But even so, they are Democrats and they represent us across the board.
Yes.
So to that end,
They're supposed to.
they're supposed to. But they're not doing it so well these days. And I was just so encouraged from last week, but I'm just disappointed again. Now, what I have there for my villagers, I have the names and telephone number of the 8 Democratic senators who decided to jump ship and vote against the will of the others. It's our obligation to let them know what we think about it. I'm going to give you their numbers now. So run, get your pen and pencil. Don't leave the TV. Just tell somebody to bring you a pen and a pencil. Don't have to be your senator, but they represent you. Please get your pencils ready, even if they are not your senator. They need to hear from us. They are fellow Democrats. The number of these senators are, and I'm going to name them. And let me just explain one thing. There's a number that if you call into Washington, D.C., 202-224, 3121, you will get them through that number, but I'm going to give you individual numbers too. I'm going to start with the senator from Pennsylvania, John Featherman. I understand too, before I go further, some of them are not really running again, so you can imagine. See, I don't know their aim. I don't know their intention, but I know that if they don't run again, they feel they don't have anybody to answer to.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in any case, we need to call them, let them know how we feel. John Featherman, you got a pencil? Got a paper? 202-224-3121. Take that number down so if you miss any of the other numbers, you can always call that number. You'll get through to them.
Give them again.
It's 202-224-4254. I'm sorry, 3121. That's the main number. Now, John Featherman number is 202-224-4254. He's from Pennsylvania. August Kane, his number, he's from Maine, is that same 202-224-5344. The only numbers different is the last one. So I'll give you the last number and you use the other six numbers.
Got it.
Catherine Kotek Mask, I think it is, from Nevada, 3542. Jackie Rosen from Nevada, 6344. Dick Durbin. Now, I understand this guy's not running again, so I guess he figured he has nothing to lose except I ain't going to say that. I'd be held responsible, but the alleged money that is being given to him.
Yes.
He's from Illinois, and his number is 2152. Jane Shaheen, I guess, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, from New Hampshire. Her last four extension, 2841. Tim Kaine of Virginia, 4824. Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire, 3121. Now, I will impress upon you that these people just may not be your senators per se, but they represent us as Democrats. We need them to know. We're just not pleased with the way they just fold. They have been doing so well up to a point. I mean, I wasn't even watching news since December. Until last Tuesday, I felt so relieved and sort of encouraged, a little bit encouraged that things was looking up. But I'm depressed again. I'm not going to lie to you. I was depressed. I was so encouraged after last election, I even began to listen to the news again, the regular news, that is. I hadn't really listened to it since December 1st, but overjoyed by the recent election. We won, We did win. We were moving in the right direction, and lo and behold, these spineless, weak, kneed Democrats showed their cowardice again.
Always.
And quite frankly, we were winning the narrative. And even the political war, it seemed. The claim is now that people don't need to suffer anymore. Well, who told you that Trump was not going to continue your suffering?
Oh, please.
You have allowed people to suffer thus far, and just because holidays are coming up, you can't stomach more suffering? Give me a break.
Right, absolutely.
That Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, as I said before, he's not even running for a re-election, so I smell a grift going on. He has nothing to lose and everything to gain. You would ask the question, why? Well, follow the money, they say.
Yep, always.
I tell you, we just got played again. But let me leave that alone for a minute. I don't know. I'm just
But you know what?
Above my pay grade.
It doesn't, at this point, his own people, every day I see where his own people are jumping ship, not his followers.
Right.
They're beginning to see his true colors.
Yeah, I hope so. But we are, and you know what? We are winning in more ways than one. For those of you who are religious, Christians, Holy Ghost bound, can see the handwriting on the wall.
Yes.
We had a great lady, Roger was there. We had a great lady of God preaching Sunday at my church, and she preached about, quote, the walls of Jericho coming down. We believe that now. We just got to go and act upon him. Okay, let me get here. We have a young man running for senator. Was it?
Yes.
Is it Senator New Jersey? I'll let him explain that for us. He's just he's just dropping by today to give us some info
Yes.
on the what, where, and why of his campaign.
And I'm attentive.
Okay, we will have him on another time for more in-depth conversation.
Okay,
But
okay.
right now, we're going to bring on our brother Kyle Little.
Thank you for having me on today.
Welcome.
And my mind has kind of spiraled over the last 2 hours or so because I am running for New Jersey House of Representatives, New Jersey's 12th congressional district,
Okay.
and I'm sure you ladies might know Miss Bonnie Watson Coleman currently was in the seat. And I just found out today that she has decided not to run for re-election. So at this point, my mind is kind of spiraling out of control because I'm like, oh my God, I got to get her endorsement now. You know?
Yes.
No,
yes.
she's not running
Hey.
again. I'm just hearing this.
Well,
Oh,
God
my
is
goodness.
bringing in other people.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. And I I respect her and I had voted for her in every election. And the main reason that I got into this race is mainly the reason that I just heard you talking about. I felt like the Democratic Party, not her necessarily,
Right,
but the
right,
Democratic
right.
Party in general
Their
hasn't
representation.
had put up enough fight.
Right.
And
right.
now is not the time for when they go low, we go high. We don't have time for that. That worked back in 2008.
Right.
That doesn't work right now with
Right.
this Trump regime going.
Right.
You know,
Right. You have to fight fire with fire.
Absolutely. So I appreciate the work that Gavin Newsom is doing in California.
Yes.
You know, with his Prop 50 and how he redistrict the lines. Because I'm like, look, if Republicans want to cheat and gerrymander, Democrats need to fight fire with fire and do the same thing.
That's right.
Wait for us to do it here in New Jersey.
Yeah. And they have always done that. They have never hesitated to get what they want when they wanted it.
Right.
And we'll just sit around and try to look to see if they're going to do this, that, or the other, and we stay behind. Stay behind the eight ball all the time because we are trying to figure out. We're trying to be the good person. They go low, we go high, and all that kind
as
of
you
crazy.
said, from Michelle Obama.
So how's the campaign coming along?
Well, it's coming. It's definitely coming along well. I've been, getting myself out there. Now it's a lot for me because something different about me that's different from everybody else who's been in politics is that, first of all, I've never been in politics.
Right.
And I'm a small business owner.
Okay.
And I have 2 storefront locations. And I'm also an adjunct college professor at King University.
All right.
So I'm literally going to teach a class, running out of class, coming to one of my business locations. I'm trying to run a business at the same time while running a campaign. And so I'm like all over the place. My time. And then just hearing today that, Bonnie decided not to run, my phone was blowing up. Everybody's calling me like, what's going on now? Does that mean you won? I'm like, no, that doesn't mean that I won. That means I have to start campaigning even harder.
Right. Even harder. Exactly.
So what are your businesses now? I heard you mention them.
So I'm the owner of Isolation Fitness, and I have 2 fitness locations. One is in Edison, and the other is in Metuchen.
Okay.
So I do personal training, and we also do small group training here, where we hold your everyday classes, Zumba, yoga, all those things.
Great. So why is it called Isolation?
Well, I'm also a brother of Iota Phi Theta, Fraternity Incorporated, and my line name was Isolation when I was pledging.
Oh, okay, got it.
And so I kept that name almost 19 years. Well, yeah, almost 19 years later now.
Okay.
For my business, and it actually makes sense. Because you do a lot of isolated movements when you're talking about personal training.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense for the exercise. For the realm of exercise,
Right. It definitely draws you. It's inquisitive,
So what made you decide to get into politics? Or maybe you said that earlier. I'm not sure. I wasn't.
You did.
Well, obviously you can see I'm black, and I'm and
sure
I'm
enough,
openly,
as Eddie Murphy would say, really now?
So being black, I'm black, and I'm openly gay, and I'm an educator, and I'm a small business owner.
Okay.
So of course, I have to care about Black women because I have a mama, I have a sister, I'm blessed to still have my grandmother in my life,
Wow.
So and actually, I have my paternal grandfather and my maternal grandmother, and they're both 91 years old. So I am blessed.
God bless. You certainly have the energy. Really.
Oh yeah, and I have to, but because when they're talking about doing away with Social Security and Medicare, I'm like that, and my mom just retired a few years ago. So I'm like, I have seniors that I love and care about.
Right. So, that's right.
And that I can't let that, happen without putting up a fight, so
you and a million others, have that same cause, and I'm glad that you have the courage to step out and the tenacity to go up against the odds, whatever they be, believing in the cause, and you will end up on top. Trust me.
Right.
Trust me, you will. What can we do to support you?
Well, donations, campaigns need money. Campaigns need money. So, if everybody listening could go to www. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not taking any big corporate PAC money. Right. I'm not taking any APAC money. So I'm literally depending on small donors, like our everyday people, to support my campaign. So any donations of any amount are appreciated, even if you only get $5 or $10. But the more money I can raise, the better, because I still need to. People don't know, but like when you have to purchase lawn signs, when you have to purchase like the apps to do phone banking, and buy things when you're doing door knocking and putting it on people's doors, all of that stuff costs money. So that's why it's so important for people who want to get into politics to raise as much money for their campaigns as possible. Because we don't have I don't have the money. Maybe some other politicians do.
Yeah, some of them do, but I know we generally start from at the bottom. But some of them have. Now, I hear that you were at Kane College. What are you doing there?
So everything to me is in the exercise science department. So I teach motor learning. I teach physiology of exercise lab. Fitness, strength fitness. I'm teaching group and personal training lab this semester right now. So I've just been in the realm of fitness and wellness for the past
very good
years.
That's very excellent. That is really excellent.
Yeah, I was questioning because you seem so awfully young. I wonder how you
do it. Yeah, he does. You seem so
all
young.
That stuff you're doing, that's excellent.
Be 37 in about 3 weeks.
But you don't even look 3 weeks. You don't even look 30.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, black don't crack.
Yes.
So, right?
That's for sure. That's for sure.
But you're old enough and mature enough to know the need, to understand the need and the opposition,
Absolutely.
So I'm glad, and I would definitely put my energy and resources behind you, because we want a fighter. We got too many low energy Democrats, and we need to move these old people out the way. Really. And I'm old and I'm saying that. We need more fresh tenacity there.
That's why, and I just made a video honoring Bonnie for all of her services and everything like that. But and I think she really made the right choice. It's time for a change.
A lot of them don't want to get up out those seats. The same thing in Congress and everything else.
Yeah.
So
and like they'll try to paint me out because I've been told, well, don't bring up age too much. Don't bring up age. I said, listen, you can't paint me out as an ageist when I have two 91-year-old grandparents.
Right.
Who are some of my favorite people in the world.
Right.
Just being a personal trainer and having experience. Like right now, I have an 82-year-old woman that I'm training right now.
Okay.
Last year, I had an 87-year-old man who I was training, but he moved down to Florida.
Okay.
I'm like, I know that the body, everything gets older with you. And that includes muscles, your brain, everything.
Right. And it's not as much about age per se as it is about what you have in your mind that you want to do for people, and particularly your people.
Exactly.
I often come with this podcast is one where I try to emphasize the difference in us as a group of people, African Americans.
Right.
And unlike any other group, in the entire world, even like any other group on on the homeland.
Right.
We are different only because we have gone through so many things that create a difference in us.
Right.
So we have to look at it from that perspective. While many people may have to resign or may have to go and sit down and rock and when they get older, some of our elders are still understanding more clear than some of the younger ones who have not had the experience of the elders. When you go through a situation like what we're going through now, some people are so flabbergasted, they're so taken aback because they say, I've never, and many of us have never seen anything in our lifetime. Even us older folks as old as I am, never seen anything like what Trump is bringing in. But we were not as far away from slavery and the understanding of what that did to us as the young people who have gone through an iteration of different things that pushed them away from what slavery was really about.
Right.
To the extent they're not even getting it in school.
They're not aware. Right.
So they're not aware. And when you're not aware, you can easily fall into a rut where you don't know or don't believe that you can get. Because I don't think many people ever thought that we would be where we are today. Because there's never even anticipated anything like that. Even me, and I'm from what I call the silent generation. I'm from the ones who were back there in pre-integration. So I understand and I know a lot about what we're going through now, and I can see a similarity. Not quite, but our younger people don't even see the similarity. They're just
But he's a great go-between.
Yeah, he is a go-between. No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about younger people who may just assume sometimes.
He would be, because he'd be able to speak to both of them. He can draw from the people our age and his grandmothers. He can draw from that generation.
Right.
And assimilate it and speak to the younger generation and bring them up to speed that they understand the struggle.
Yeah, because our situation as this podcast is all about us trying to, prior to the gray man or whatever you call him, getting into the office, my podcast was a one-dimensional type thing. I was concentrating solely on us regaining the knowledge that was taken from us through 200 years of chattel slavery and stripping. I make those two things as a distinction from anyone else who has even been in what they call slavery, that ours are different. What came out of that was a whole set of people who don't even know themselves. And what they know about themselves is what other people have instilled in them. That was a nothing, a nobody, you don't know, this, that, and the other. So my aim here is to restore that. Seeing that we are multi-generational type of person who have been brother Malcolm X would say, brainwashed, bamboozled, and the whole 9 yards. So we got to
say the least.
But once this guy got in office, I knew I had to do a two-dimensional thing. Not only do I have now to concentrate on trying to restore us to our original greatness, we've got to do what I'd like to quote our famous ancestor now, Joe Madison, when he said, what you going to do about it.
Right.
We each, and I'm so appreciative of you, a young man like you, who are doing something about our situation, because we each got to find a way to get through what we're going through. And we know we're going to get through it. But we've survived. Our people have survived much worse. Not only survived, we have thrived.
Right.
So with that in mind, we are just proud of people like you who come along and say
we got a long way to go, though. But
we have a long way to go, but like you said, we have thrived and we will continue thriving. And we did that with no help.
With no
help at all. And everything, even since slavery, they've tried to install, and still are. They still are trying to
stop now.
Yeah, they're still trying to, just implement as many laws as possible just to hold us back.
Because they know who we are. That's why.
Yeah.
It took us a while to identify who we were. But they know what they're up against.
Right.
That's why they've done all these generations. But you know what? As the last poets used to say, their game is old. We've broken the metal hole. Yeah. Things must change, and there is no limit to our range. So people like you that's on it, God bless and Godspeed.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm gonna need God to bless me because I gotta go.
You gotta get out of here, huh? Okay, tell us about what's happening tomorrow. Then we're gonna let you go. Well, you having something tomorrow?
So tomorrow in Plainfield, I have a town hall.
Okay.
So and this is for anybody in Plainfield. I just want people to come on out, hear what I have to say. Hopefully they will support my campaign and support my mission. But I am definitely marketing myself, and because I'm definitely a progressive Democrat, and I keep saying, like, what's the key word in progressive? Progress, right? So I want to push our state and our country forward in the right direction. Anything that's for the people, that's what I'm about. If it's about women's reproductive rights, if it's about quality health care, it's about student loan forgiveness,
housing, even housing.
The cost of housing, the cost of groceries, the cost of gas, everything. Everything is too high. So I just really
what
and
time
now
is that meeting? 7?
Oh, so it's at 7. It's at 7 p.m. and it's at Adrian's Caterers. The address is 1108 East Second Street.
Oh yeah, I know where it is. Yeah, okay.
2nd Street, yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So thank you for having me on today, and I will definitely be back.
Okay, we'll be cheering you on tomorrow.
Yeah, and blessing.
Yes.
Okay, we're rooting for you.
Okay,
thanks so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, and one more thing. So my website is www.KyleLittleForCongress.com.
KyleLittleForCongress.com.
Okay.
Yep, and you can see the donation link is right there.
Okay, we got you, Kyle.
Gotcha.
We got you.
Okay, take care now.
All right, take care.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, back to my villagers. We appreciate y'all for being on. If we can just see who we have here, Norm, we'll appreciate it.
I love his energy.
They love the energy. Yeah, we got to have that. We have folks. Let me see who's watching. Juanita, Devon, Tilly. So good to see you. Hi, Auntie. Let me see. I guess. Okay, some of the other ones will come on a little later. Okay, we are. We have always tried to bring information on that's going to benefit our people. And we have these 2 segments on. Okay. One, we bring on just information, period. And then we go to Africa.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what we have here, Norm.
Yes.
If we can bring one of our...
we can't do it all. It takes all the information.
Yes.
But good information.
Good information.
Yeah.
That's right. My people will perish for lack of knowledge. That's what we're trying to bring, not just information. We want to bring knowledge. And the knowledge that is good and profitable for us.
That's right.
That we can pass on to our people. Yes, we're ready.
We're ready.
Like parents with teenage children, please listen up. I have a message just for you. More than 2 million African Americans voted for Trump. And that's a major reason why we're in the mess we're in today under this white supremacist agenda. Many of those votes came from young black men ages 18 to 27. And if you're like me, you're asking, why would they vote for Trump despite his racism? And here's the answer. Because of disinformation, which are lies designed to mislead our community, especially our youth. And much of it is coming from Trump, MAGA, and what I call pro-black imposters on social media. These pro-black imposters pretend to have our best interests at heart, but they're really working against us. That's why every parent of black teenagers has a moral obligation to teach their teenage children 5 lessons. First, teach them that every founder of this nation was a white supremacist who believed God cursed us and created us inferior. Second, then teach your children, your teenagers especially, that those white supremacists wrote the Constitution itself with white supremacy laws to keep white supremacists in power and black people oppressed and powerless. Third, white supremacists and their pro-black imposter allies prey on ignorance. They target low information voters. Fourth, The best defense against this is critical thinking. And that requires education, strong reading skills, and a deep understanding of the Black struggle for equality from Africa to America. Fifth, tell your children, and you keep in mind, don't rely on the school system alone. Teach your children to be ferocious readers, to study experts and scholars, not social media influences with no real expertise and scholarship in the Black struggle. And most importantly, tell them to study the Bible, because it shows how another marginalized group, the Jews, overcame slavery and centuries of violence, hatred, and bigotry. And remember what Frederick Douglass said: you cannot enslave an educated person. So parents, teach your children these truths, because our freedom and that of our children depend on it. And remember, stay woke.
Correct. Stay woke.
Yeah.
One of the things that we have done down at this podcast and for our young people, and we suggest that you may want to pick up on it. We started a homeschooling, and we say that it's not official or anything like that. We just got our group of youngsters that we deal with together, my grands and my nephew, and we meet once a week. It's 9 or 10 of them. I think 9 of them, right, Earl? Mm-hmm. And we meet and we give them information. We teach them their history, because I'm convinced that if we teach our children some history, some of their history before they leave home, they can combat whatever non-history they get out there.
Exactly.
One of the things that happened with us, I tell this all the time, is that I was encouraged, I give him credit, this crazy governor of Florida. What's his name? Governor Sanchez or whatever.
Yes.
But anyway, when he came up with the information that we were benefited by being slavery because we was taught, that just motivated me to start a homeschooling. And that's how, when we started this homeschooling called Williams ACAP, William Academy, Cubalon Academy of Plainfield. Right. And what we do, as I said, we have our youngsters from kindergarten to, grade or high school, come in, and we introduce them to a history that they may not necessarily get from their regular school. And it's worked well. We have them on. We gave them a little hiatus for the summer, but they'll be back on the end of.
And they get acclimated with school.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Rose give us some information about that.
Oh, I miss their segments, and we really need their segments to continue. So I'm excited, and hopefully to get them excited. They've had a little break. We don't want to give them too much of a break. They get it because they're growing. Their children, they got their schooling and all, but this is necessary.
Very necessary.
This is so important.
Yes.
And it is our job as the parents and the older generation to instill this, because if we don't, nobody's gonna.
Nobody will.
As you just heard, our future depends on it. But the biggest reason is because of misinformation. There's so much misinformation, and the young people have to rely on us to be able to decipher the truth from the lie. These white supremacists will play any games, even play on us with ignorant ones of our own, unfortunately, to give information. But we're teaching our children who they are. We're going to the experts. We're going to the books of whose shoulders we stand on. And we're going to be starting with, I believe I've been telling you, we're going to be starting with Carter Woodson's The Miseducation of Black Folks. Because that is where it started.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to start to straighten out all of this misinformation. So we're looking forward to it, and I want you guys to tune in, tell your children, tell your friends about it, because we are going to kick this off so that in January it's going to be on another level.
Oh, yes, definitely. Now, Norm, do we have the voting rights segment there that we could bring on? Yeah, that one. Okay.
The Supreme Court is trying to hide its plan to prevent black people from voting and rig elections for Republicans. This is bad, like very, very bad. Last Friday, the Supreme Court dropped a hint towards their plan to destroy fair elections. You probably didn't hear about it, and that's part of the plan, according to Pema Levy and Mother Jones. The court's announcement that it'll pick up Louisiana v. Calais signals they're ready and eager to dismantle the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The monumental legislation was a major turning point for the civil rights movement, guaranteeing equal protection for minority voters and that their districts would fairly and accurately represent their populations. The Voting Rights Act was necessary because previously, white people literally owned black people, so finally giving them access to fair elections was the least we could do. The case in Louisiana was brought forth by a bunch of racist white people who say that the Voting Rights Act is racist against white people, saying that the equal treatment of minority voters is actually discrimination against white voters, partly because of racism, and also because people of color and black people are more likely to vote Democrat. Republicans want to make it so that they have the legal ability to gerrymander the shit out of the country to make it harder for their votes to count as much as white people's votes do. What's happening in Texas is just the beginning. All states will be able to gerrymander elections to serve the political party they favor, and a state that is only 40% white will be majority white controlled. None of what's happening is a coincidence. This is a well thought out, well coordinated, and well researched attack on many, many levels. Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation, along with other leading conservative figures, have been working on this plan since pre-Reagan, and their plan to capture all levels of government, including the courts, has worked. I usually try to end my videos with some hope, but for this one, I can't find it. This is just scary, and we will fight this together. The Supreme Court is trying to hide its plan to prevent
black. Scary. Yeah. When you think about the efforts that being put in to deny a human being of another human being of just basic rights.
That shows you how desperate they are. And because they're desperate, they're going to continue. Yeah. So that's why you said that's how you said what we're going to do about it.
What we're going to do about it. So we got to do something about it. And the thing is, it takes my show, Unapologetic Amateur, looking for experts in Africanism, mean that that was coined. I coined that to give it emphasis, to let us know that it's going to take someone other than ourselves, because this is a chronic, multi-generational type of affliction that we're in. And if that is the case, I want us to compare it, make the analogy, use a metaphor, if you will, to think of us as just another virus. Well, virus, you wouldn't just have anybody come in and try to cure it. You would have specialists, people who have studied it. See, look at ours as a virus, because that's what I coined it, African slave virus, 401, meaning that what we went through was so uniquely different than anyone else in the whole entire world, history, in any history that I've read about or heard about, that we then need specialized people. You know, absolutely. If we have a specialized disease, we need specialized people to tend to that. So we need a group of people to come together, form schools, if you will, that people will recognize that we know that there's something different about what we went through. It just wasn't casual, and it's just not a history thing. It's ongoing. Still is. You know, we're being, it's happening to us as we go forward. And we are feeling the effect of what happened to us initially. Yes. So we have to take it as such, and we have to respect it as such. And that's why I will continue, we here will continue to bring you information that will edify and at least alert you to a new way of thinking about what we have and what we went through. Because if we just look at ourselves as another group of people who was afflicted, you know. Right. No, it was more severe than that. It was more severe, much more severe than that. We have a segment, our African segment. I'm going to bring on, I don't know if this was the one from last week, but I want to bring on our African brother.
Abraham.
He particularly him. But if you have the other one, I know we had Brother Abraham. My son gets on me all the time. He said, "Mama, you should put it down and correctly pronounce it." So I'm going to say Abraham Traore. Traore, yes. Traore. Yes. If we have that norm, we could bring it on. If not, we could bring any of the other ones that I have. Okay, let me see. I think we have. Yeah, if we could bring one of the Africans segment on.
Our message from Africa, from the motherland.
I'm not sure which one we did last week, but let's do this one. Number 30. Yeah, okay.
They said a day would come when the enemies of Africa would be desperate enough to try anything, to invent any paper, to stamp any seal, to write any so-called law, just to bring down the spirit of a free man. That day has come, and it came wrapped in the name of Judge Thomas. They call it an arrest warrant. I call it a piece of paper soaked in arrogance, written in the blood of hypocrisy, and signed with the trembling hand of a coward hiding behind a robe. They believe that because they have built courts with marble floors, because they have filled shelves with books of their laws, because they have created a theater of justice in their language, they can command the sons and daughters of Africa like cattle. They think that their ink can chain my voice, that their signature can bind my spirit, that their summons can make the will of our people collapse. They are wrong. They have always been wrong. They will die wrong. Judge Thomas, let me speak directly to you, because I am not the kind of man who hides behind advisors or whispers my words through lawyers. I have no need for interpreters to soften my words, no need for spokesmen to dilute my truth. My voice is mine, and it carries the weight of millions who have walked through the fire with me. You have issued an arrest warrant for me, and in your mind, that is supposed to mean something. That this paper you signed is supposed to bend my back, lower my head, and force my feet. They said a day would come when the enemies of Africa would be death.
Okay. You see what we're going against, even here and abroad.
What nerve, though?
What nerve, I tell you.
What
but it is good for us to be aware. See, that is what it is, what we're trying to do here. At least bring us into some kind of realization that people are fighting hard across here and everywhere to just annihilate us.
The arrogance.
You know, the arrogance of it.
And the ignorance.
And it has worked for them effectively over the thousands of years, or the hundreds of years.
And got Clarence Thomas to do it.
Yeah, please. Give me a break. And that's one of the reasons we have to not excuse our people, but we have to recognize.
Yes.
Not excuse, but recognize from whence they come. If Clarence Thomas knew better, I believe he would do better.
I don't think so.
If you're not, I'll give him credit. I'm going to say, if he knew better, he would do better.
Around them too long.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, he's their token.
This is the point. When I had the virus, I think 2 times, 3 times. Each time I immediately went to whomever I needed to go to for cure. And I did. But if I had not had that, it would have just manifested itself. Right. I may have been dead by now, but even so, it manifested itself in ways that would not be nice. So that's how I see Clarence Thomas. That's how I see people like that. We have not been able to tend to them, you know, and our ignorance, when I say I mean people who don't have the information that they need to get through this, is an existential threat to our deliverance. It's just an existential threat through our deliverance. Because if we don't know, how can we do anything? Like Clarence Thomas, he has children. He has family. So even if it were just his ignorance from himself, if he knew better, I believe he would do better for the sake of his children, sake of his grandchildren, or whomever. So I'm just going to continue to believe until we define this thing and categorize it as a threat to us as a people. We're going to continue to believe that each one of us is responsible for our own, and we're just not. We're just not. We wouldn't expect that from anyone else or anything else. We wouldn't expect it from a disease. We know that we're still curious about why we don't have a cure for cancer, because we put so much into the study of it. So if we put that much into the study of a disease like cancer and still don't have a cure, ours was worse than cancer. What we went through in the slavery, under the slavery, the American slavery, was worse than any cancer that you can consider. Yes. Because we were just like almost made over. Snatched everything out from us that we had. Yes. You know, just a cultural deprivation.
Starting with our identity.
Exactly.
You know?
And so it's nothing to sneeze at. And to that extent, we need the experts and we need the specialists to undo or to bring it to the attention of us and others that there is something uniquely different with us. Then we will be able to appreciate, we will be able to not point fingers much at each other or think that we should be out from under something that no one else would ever dream of trying to get out by themselves. We've done really well. We're doing really well. We're just not infallible, but we have managed and we survive, and not just survive, as they like to say, we have thrived. You know, we have been doing real great things. But what we got to do is to bring it forward to the extent.
Like that young man.
Yes.
If we got, like, he really understands the struggle.
Yeah.
And so he realizes that he has a responsibility to do something.
Yes.
And do it where it's effective.
Right.
And so he went into politics, wasn't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
More, you're going to see a lot more of that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more of that.
Not just innately us. We know, I guess, even with all the stripping and carrying on that they did with us, we still are endowed with our original DNA that brought us through.
Absolutely.
You know, that created people who built the pyramids, that created people who invented science, that created people who invented medicine.
We did
medicine,
everything.
So we got it in us, and they can't take that out of us. But they did damage it a great deal.
And we still have that, as you said, in us.
Yeah,
we just have to do what we're doing in this podcast and stay on the wall.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just like the Bible said, we're going to stay on that wall. Not the sermon yesterday.
Right.
That was marching around the wall. But Nehemiah, the book of Nehemiah, where they stayed on the wall, they were watching.
Well, what was the idea behind her saying the walls of Jericho?
Yes.
Tumbling down. And there's going to be a tumbling down of walls around us here that's been built up around us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
it's just great. You know what I wanted to say? The one thing she didn't say yesterday, she did an awesome job, though. But being that I have the extensive background in biblical history, before they did that shout, that great shout that brought that wall down, they blew a shofar. Okay. And I have one. And what it is, it's a ram's horn. And some is short and some is long.
Okay.
I have a short one. And the thing is, why I was so touched by that, the story of Joshua and the walls of Jericho coming down, is because the church that I used to belong to, we do it every year in December. We walk around.
What impressed me, she fits it, and she and Pastor Quick, all their sermons, they fit so nicely into what we're happening today.
Right, we need that.
And we need that to make the comparison, that to what was happening then. If we overcome that, we can overcome that.
Absolutely. And we can, that's what I'm saying, the walls that they're putting up, where we're doing our part through this podcast and bringing that down. In trying to separate from our future, which is our young people, who they really are and what they really possess, and that they're unstoppable. And the thing is, so we're doing our part, but we have to stay on that wall and blow that trumpet, and so that the shout goes out to all our people.
And that's what's happening, and it's beyond anything that they can prevent, because, see, they never knew that we were going to get to the point. And I guess logically, if you wouldn't think we would, since we didn't have any intense training and intense studying of our situation, they never thought that this was going to come about where we're going to recognize.
That's right.
We're going to realize what we are.
It's happening now. It's happening now, and I believe really it's just going to get greater and greater and greater, because who'd imagine this young man who has 2 businesses, probably doing pretty good for himself, heard the call, heeded the call, the need. And I'm telling you, you're going to see more and more of that.
And while we're talking about age, well, who would have expected him, but who would have expected us to be on this end?
I'm telling you.
Who would have expected us? I could be relaxing.
Your work, your dedication,
you know what?
And what you were doing.
Because it's necessary. I tell everybody, there's a difference in recognizing or understanding or appreciating the whole thing of age. I tell people that in this country, when age is looked at in a different way than they say in other culture, particularly the African culture. I was in Africa at least 4 times. And each time it was just a revelation of how they respected, how they honored the elder people. Yeah. This country, this society over here does not.
But that's
people
by design.
think sometimes it did by design, but people think that folks don't like to tell their age or afraid to tell their age or shame. That has nothing. No, but it has nothing to do with anyone. That was never their problem. The history of how people are treated.
Yes.
Based on age.
In the treatment.
That has a lot to do with because some people can't get jobs. Some people are not recognized on different levels. Some people are just thrown aside. Unlike the African society.
But who has the story?
So what I'm saying is we got to begin to understand that each group has its role. Because if we wouldn't be where we are, if it were not for our ancestors, I'm always trying to recognize and always trying to satisfy the desires of what we know the desires would be of our ancestors, because we know what they did. We know how hard they fought. So if they fought hard, sacrifices they made with their lives, then they did it so we could pick up the gauntlet and go forward too. So the gauntlet. And go forward too. So when we're looking at what different ones are doing, we have to take it in context and say, well, he's doing his part. We cannot fall down and not do ours. As long as we are here on this earth, we have got to do, as our brother Joe Madison said, what you gonna do about it. He did so much. I think about him now when in his sojourn, because I used to listen to him on his radio station all the time. I remember him fasting for like 90 days. He was ill, not well at that time. But he just thought that he needed to do that. And so different other things, different folks who just carried on, maintained. And because we have to leave that same pathway, if you will, for the ones that coming up after us, because they don't have all the answers. They know some things. It's up to us to enlighten them and to feed them knowledge that they may not have been privy to.
Exactly.
Because as I said
and
before.
no other way to obtain it if it's not be through us.
If it's not, exactly. Because so much is, you'll be surprised. There's a station I listen to now, they talk about how we need to bring back civic. Our kids just don't know basic civic, and that sometimes forbid you from doing some of the things that you could naturally do. Just don't know that you got that right to do it. Or you don't know the process.
That's what I'm studying now.
Really?
Yeah, what is it? Civic responsibility to bring about change.
But if you don't know it, you don't think about it.
I didn't know it.
I'm
learning so much.
And the elders who were, at least that's one of the subjects that they had in school, a little civic.
Yes.
And so what you're looking at or what's happening.
And I didn't even know that, Ruby, that they had it in school.
Yeah.
I'm learning that from you. I didn't even know it.
Yeah, they have it in school, and now they don't have it. And
by design.
Young people, by design.
Because they know that within that, I'm learning now that movement is very much one of the strategic methodologies that we use to bring about the changes that we want to see.
Definitely. Yeah. Anytime they eliminate stuff, you have to believe there's a reason.
Yes, there's a reason.
They don't just do it by happenstance. Don't do it by happenstance. That's one of the reasons that I'm so outdone, disgusted with what recently happened. I don't know a lot about the politics of what's going on. I do know, though, that if the majority of Democrats felt that they should maintain the status that they had established, not give in, and these 8 these 8 people decide on their own that they're going to break it? Why? Why would they even dream of doing that? That's why I really encourage. I gave all you all the numbers. I'm going to give them again because I want you just to call. Just flood their office. Let them know that we're not satisfied with the way things are going.
Right.
We didn't put them in office to,
to fold.
Fold. And that's what they're doing. They just fold it. Yeah. The numbers again, I'm going to call it again, is John Featherman. His number is 202-224-4254. He's in Pennsylvania. Augustus King is 202-224-5344. He's in Maine, or she. Catherine Kotek Marto. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But anyway, the Nevada senator, her number is 202-224-3542. Jackie Rosen, her number is, she's in Nevada. Her number is 202-224-6344. Dick Durbin, he's from Illinois.
Okay.
His number is 202-224-2152. And Jean Shahoon, New Hampshire. New Hampshire.
Okay.
Their number is 202-224-2841. Tim Keene, he's from Virginia. His number is 202-224-4254. Now, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What's that main number?
There's
again?
another one. The main number is, let me just...
That main one.
Okay, let me just see here, because there was another number. I left off one person. Don't want to leave anyone out. That was 7, right, Rose? Let me see.
Urge your churches to start writing letters.
Right. Oh, yeah, urge everyone. Yeah, flood their office with it.
That's right.
And they'll know we're serious. They'll know we're not kidding around. There is a... I
think that main number you gave first.
Yeah, the main number. What was the main number I gave just now?
The one I want is the main
I didn't
number.
give it just now.
No, there was a main. You were giving the other numbers.
Hold on just a second. We want to make sure you all get this number because we want to make sure you call these people. That's the most important thing right now we could think of.
Because we put them in office to represent us.
Yes. But
not to fold.
And when you fold like that, particularly those who may not be getting reelected.
It sends a negative message.
Yeah, and we understand that, there's reasons behind all that, King Kong. That if, all right, James, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I said John Featherman. I sang Augustus King. I said Catherine Cortex Martos. I said Jackie Rosen, Dick Durbin, Jane Sherhine, King, and Tim Kaine. How many is that, Rose?
That's 7.
Oh, no. Why is that 8 person? There's an 8 one. I tell you what you do.
There's the original list, right?
Yeah, but that's... this is not... It's 7 too. But I advise you all to just look up your senators. Just go on Google and ask for the 8 senators that voted against the recent bill, and it'll come right up. And so, because I don't want you to miss a one of them. Okay, don't want you to miss a one of them. But in the meantime, because I lost the paper, I don't know what to do with it. In the meantime and in between time, I think I have it here. Yeah, that 8th person was Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire.
Okay, right.
Her number is 202-224-3121. That is the main number. So you can get her through that number. Okay. And we ask that you call them, let them know that we're not pleased, and see if we can get some of this stuff reversed. I'm not sure how it operates or what it is, but I do know we need to let them know that we're not pleased. Let them know
how we feel about that.
Exactly. Let them know how we feel about it.
And that's not what we put them in office for.
Exactly.
If we've been suffering all this time, let's see it through.
Yes, let's see it through. Exactly.
Let's see it through.
Let's see it through. Okay, you guys, we thank you again. Always pleased that you all come and show your name, can't show your face, and we recognize you. We Norm, if we could bring my people up again to see if we have any more on, I appreciate it. Lloyd Shiver, Joy Jackson, Dina Robinson. Yeah, we had some more. Rashida Johnson. Okay, who's that up there? Bring it down a little bit. Hi, Auntie Rashida Johnson. That's Tillis. Again, we are just pleased, and we are always grateful for you all. Told Dina Robinson, I'm very late, Ruby, but I'm here. Thank you. Okay, we'll forgive you. Okay, we appreciate you so much. And we're going to say, what time will we have? Do we have any more time there?
I think we're about done here.
Okay.
Just want you to remember to continue to support us, Cash App, or we have it down at the bottom. Ruby Shivers with the dollar mark in front, and continue to support us with your presence and your prayers.
Yes,
that's most important.
Most important.
And to spread the word, to tell your friends about us. We have Facebook. We're on Facebook and YouTube. And you can Zelle us at rubyshivers158@gmail.com. And again, we thank you. God bless you. And keep us in prayer.
Yeah. And we'll see you all next week.
Next week. Okay, bye-bye.